You're right.
What's that? You're going to sing or something?
This is Suspicious Minds. This is. Yeah. No, is it Josie was saying, obviously, you're a difficult opponent, but they were just too good. Was it a case of that? Were you not quite yourselves today?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you can't. My biggest gripe, we gave the ball away for fun today in key areas, key moments. 5 goals come from 5 giveaways. Credit to them for that, by the way. But they were key giveaways, things that, sloppiness, details that we don't normally turn it over in them key moments that easily. Credit to them, they started super fast. Possibly a reaction that had a tough result the other night. The energy, the quality they showed in that first 25, 30 minutes, that always makes it tough. And yet, in balance of it, we had 2 key chances at 1-0 and 2-0 down when, by the way, I'm not stating we win the game, but it gives you a foothold. If you take them chances, the feel of a game can sometimes calm down, and that might give us a foothold. But it wasn't to be, and in the end, they were too strong, too good, and too detailed in their finishing. They're super clinical in their finishing.
So just not like yourselves at all, really.
Well, we're depleted at the minute, and it does make you realise sometimes we've got a competitive squad, I believe that. But we're not far off playing the players who should be playing by the looks of things, because, when they play, we look a stronger outfit, and when we haven't played them, we've looked a bit off. So that has its moment. But on balance, that I have stated that it's the strongest competitive squad that we've had. So therefore, I do expect more sometimes, and not a million miles away, but we need more than that, particularly when we're dealing with the ball. That's the biggest thing.
You see a couple of positives. Jay
Dwight,
Rodriguez was excellent.
Dwight McNeil, Corky, I thought was excellent. Dwight's a joy, I think. He should be almost. I told the sort of more mature players we've got. I told them afterwards that, that used to give me energy when I was at Millwall playing with Timmy Cahill, Stephen Reed, Richie Sadler, these guys, and Neil Harris and all them. They used to give me energy. I was an older pro, but they used to give me energy. I used to look up and think, marvel at what they were doing. So I think sometimes you can use that as a source to sort of continue your journey, and I think we need to do that with Dwight at the minute. I think he's been absolutely terrific. I really do.
A few bumps and bangs today as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's part of the Premier League. Maybe people are taking him a lot more seriously, but he keeps wriggling, he keeps finding a way. And I thought he was terrific today. But even at, the standard of a player for me is when it's going right against you, we're 5-0 down, he is still getting the ball. He is still trying to open up the opposition with that open-mindedness and belief and that lovely naivety that a player can have, at a young age. And I want him to keep that because it's a great thing to have.
Even taking into mind, the opposition, are you concerned at the number of goals you can see?
Well, I mean, you've got to credit the opposition. We did against Man City. I thought they were outstanding. Second half, more than first. These were outstanding the first 25, 30 minutes. Clinical, took the chances. He ain't bad, the fella Kane, we did try and sign him, but I think we offered a bag of chips. I just said, I think it was a bag of chips and a stick of rock. But no, I mean, look, we don't expect our side to concede like we have done. Sometimes you've got to balance off the clinical edge of the opposition. I thought both teams were clinical. 2 mistakes against Palace, so we've got to eradicate that. But we have been down this road before. It's not a road I enjoy, but we have been down this road before, and you have to bounce out of it. And that's what we've got to do. Get players back fit, keep that competitive edge, and do better with the details in both ends of the pitch. Sounds easy. It's not that easy, but that's the balance of it.
Sean, you're going to see and hear a lot about that Son goal, I'd imagine, in the next day or so. As the opposing manager, do you take your hat off to the brilliance of it, or are you annoyed at your defenders?
I'm actually annoyed at Source because it was really a kind of show of the first 20 minutes. We didn't anticipate anything. It's not a great free kick in. Taki goes for it. He doesn't manage it. We don't step in. We're actually stepping off. We should be anticipating that Taki's not going to win it and go and step in. So it's actually at Source we didn't deal with it. Once he gets up and running, technical foul, of course. I don't think we're brilliant at that. A lot of teams are. So it's the timing for a technical foul, which we didn't do. Then, of course, you look at it from his point of view. Fantastic. He's a good player. Good players do things like that. The top players do it even more often. So sometimes it's that balance, Fantastic from their point of view and him doing that, but very naive and just the detail of the work that we do to not stop it at Source, let alone make a technical foul.
Hi, Sean. We spoke on Tuesday after the City game about perhaps a little lack of intensity in the second half. Was that still the case, you think, the first half today, or was it just sort of blown away a little bit?
Yeah, it's difficult, that one, because they started so bright, and sometimes, if you give them the openings we did, and they've got that real sharp edge to them, that's when you get hurt. So it's. Yeah, maybe, you can look at us, and I'm looking, going, okay, well, you've got to rise to that, or you kill the game and slow it down, whichever. We didn't do either. But sometimes you have to look at the opposition. I thought they were super sharp for the first 15, 20 minutes. I mean, sharp as a side we've seen this season in that early spell.
Yeah, and you've always said sort of the minimum requirement is maximum effort, and you think you saw that in the second half.
I don't think there's any lack of effort. I think the stats will show that we put plenty of effort in. Sometimes it's misguided effort. Are you running the right place? Are you reading the game, the anticipation of a game, the sharpness of your movements? But there'll be no lack of effort on the stats, I'm pretty sure of that. We'll have still covered that. We covered way more ground than Man City the other night, as you can imagine, because we're chasing the ball.
Yeah.
Nearly used another word there.
We mentioned Danny as well, obviously coming in for his first start in midweek, left out today. Just explain your thinking on that one.
Well, he certainly wasn't left out. We just know that we're going to have to drip feed. We can't left out in the sense you're I think alluding to, in the sense of any lack of performance, or that's what I felt you were alluding to.
No, just left out as in.
Yeah, we're left out because we've got to build it slowly. And to be honest, it's a tough game. I put Azza on for respect. Because I didn't actually want to change anyone, because sometimes you think the players sitting on the bench don't deserve to walk into that when it's going like that. But Azza's been fantastic for us, and he's a sort of a legend here, and rightly so, because he did brilliant here. Woody we're trying to protect, and with Barnes as well, we're protecting the players that have done super well for us. And with back to Drinky is more a case of playing in the week. We've got to build it. It's not. Played one game in 21 months. It's not easy to just then go two in a week, 2 starts in a week. So there's a bit of common sense, bigger picture thinking there.
And where are we up to on some of the injuries? Obviously, Barnesy.
Yeah, I'll try and remember them all at the minute. Barnesy is more hopefully settling down, so he's got a chance for next week. Charlie, maybe, but I doubt it for next week. Westy's got a chance for next week. Johan's not going to be right for next week. Kevin Long is not. Yeah, got a chance to be right for next week.
And Bardsley.
That's it. Who?
Bardsley.
Bardo, yeah, he's got a chance as well. That's all of them, I think.
And just lastly for me, 2 young lads on the bench, just obviously necessity a little bit, but...
Yeah, and I mean, Mace has worked ever so hard, to get back from a knee injury. So, a bit of respect for him on his journey back. And, of course, we have got a depleted squad. And Gleno, he's been involved in some unbelievable games, Gleno. I think it's been this Chelsea Man City, I think, or something like that. But no, 2 of our younger players have been with the side and trained with us quite regularly, just getting a feel of it. And even them, they'll learn from that, the highs and the lows. Testing day to day, they'll be listening, they'll be learning, they'll be thinking, they'll be watching and involved in it, in the real sharp edge of it. So, going against you is a big part of football. It's not easy, but that's sometimes the feeling you've got to understand. When it's looking after itself, they'll know about that, but when it's not, they'll get a feeling for it.
You mentioned as well then we've been down this road before a little bit last season. Does that give you the confidence and the belief that you can come out the other side as you've...
There's never a lack of confidence, belief or pride. Someone questioned that last year. I said, no, I'm forever proud of these players. They've taken the club miles from where it was to where it is. I think the rejuvenation of a squad like we did last year, we're not there. We're at a higher level than that. 18 points tells you that. So, but it's still that edge that you need, that edge as a group and that collective edge that is important. And we've just softened on that, but it is against 2 of the top sides. So, the balance is there to be seen.
Thanks.
Okay.